Okay, I came back. See.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silverline Silver Sunday. And I am trying to fix this. For some reason, it won't let me on. Imagine, if you will, it won't let me on Facebook again, and I don't know what's going on. So it says that I can only include 10 URLs. I don't have that many, so I'm just deleting a whole bunch of stuff.
Seen a doctor?
Yeah.
That's 10 URLs.
Save changes. See if that'll work here. All right. That looks like it's going live. So hopefully it is.
Just been the same since your teenage son left.
It's true. This is
You know how to work
Going downhill.
So hopefully that's got everything fixed up. So hello everyone. Welcome to Silverline Silver Sunday this February the 15th. Hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day. I am your host, I'm Roland Man, and I am joined as usual by MilitantGazette.substack.com himself, Mr. Mike W. Belcher. Say hi, Mike.
Howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing on this Sunday evening?
Doing well, doing well. I am looking forward to the chat tonight. Hopefully it's going to be very illuminating. We are joined by Happy Palentine's Day. It's just Thomas Formonte himself. What's up, pal? How's it going?
Oh, what's up, all my buddies? What's up? What's up? What's up?
And we are joined by 50% off cover himself, Mr. Tom Mason.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
And we're joined by the man of the hour himself, Mr. Phil Russertt of Philbo Entertainment and other things. Say hi, Phil.
All right, thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely, we're glad that you're on. We are excited to have you and talk all about this distribution stuff that we are all so very interested. Real quick, is anybody this little vertical thing? Is this what anybody's seeing online? Is it just Tommy and Tom again? Can anybody see that?
Yeah, the two Toms have a shadow show going on tonight. So
That's right.
whenever you see us doing like this,
Actually, we're doing a riff tracks, so we're
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't turn it into Mystery Science Theater, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I can't even find any of the streams. Where's it on Twitter?
My favorite part of the show is the first 5 minutes where Roland struggles with the internet.
True.
He's just waiting for people to get in the room. That's all.
There you go. You know,
Sure you don't want to his madness.
Come out and come back in, so maybe that'll disappear.
I don't think that's what it is. Because I have a little button over here that I can just say hide vertical and it goes away. But if it's broadcasting, then I can't. I don't see it broadcasting anywhere. Let me go look at YouTube.
Well, I go to YouTube. It's the five of us.
Okay, well then that's what we want then.
Yeah.
All
See,
right.
what Tom didn't tell you is that he and I are doing a separate show at the same time. So,
We are.
Tom, what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about distribution.
Let's talk about just
A subject you and I know nothing about.
not much. I tried it didn't work.
Hey, Victor Medina sees all five of us.
All right. So anyway, news for the week. What's that? Mike, you've got some Man in the Mask news this week, don't you?
Yeah, Man in the Mask number 6 came out on, or at least it's starting serialization on the MilitantGazette.substack.com.
By the way, if you guys didn't know, that's free.
That's free. It's you may have to do it page at a time unless you want to buy a print copy, but it's free.
Ain't no paywall.
No paywall.
No paywall.
No
Get
passwords,
over there
nothing to
and- Get over there and read Man in the Mask because it's free.
And I would like to think also because it's entertaining, not just because it's free.
I see it online. I love the art style. I love the whole premise of it. It's what comics are supposed to be, in my opinion. So
I agree.
kudos to
I
you.
try my best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is the second part of a two-parter.
Yeah, it is. It's it's definitely a new thing for me. I wanted to make sure I followed up and made it as strong as the first part, and I'm really happy with the results. And I won't always go on a limb saying you're guaranteed satisfaction, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Also one of the few father-son comics.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this time he didn't have the time to color it, so I had to carry that little one myself. But, it's awesome.
He's fired.
It's a good reason he's doing his own thing.
Right.
He's doing his own
comic.
Yeah, he's doing other people's. He just finished something for Ron Fortier and Rob Davis for Airship 27.
Sweet.
He did the interior illustrations for a book called Persona. And then he did a short comic for a friend of his locally. So nice. I can't fault not having a colorist this time, because he has to follow his muse.
He's a victim absolutely. Of
Sweet.
He has his dad's support on that.
That is very cool. Very nice. Any other news? Tom, how's
this
go ahead? Yeah,
I'm doing in Pensacola this coming up weekend. You can find out more information. Just go to pensacon.com.
And Stephen Butler's going to be there, and John Jackson Miller's going to be there, and
a bunch of folks.
Yeah, Jose's there, I think.
Nope.
No, I don't think Jose's there. Barry's there. Barry's going to be there.
Barry and Jennifer. Yeah. Lily is going to be there. Lily Butler. There's a John Dell.
Roland Paris will be there.
Yep. There's tons of people.
Pat, not you, Roland.
Patrick's going to be there. Who else is going to be there? Just the typical Southern folks. All of us and a bunch of other people. Just go to the website, pensacon.com.
Yep. That's this coming weekend, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yep. Friday, Saturday, Sunday show.
Tom, how's the Stitch graphic novel doing?
Hey, I don't have a copy to hold up again because I'm in a different part of the world. But
I was going to ask you about your background.
There's still I was on a red eye last night, so if I start to dribble about halfway through the show, this is why.
Are there still copies available?
Still copies available. It's called Stitch, Best Food Forever, and it's about giant vegetables.
And that's from Tokyo Pop, right?
Yeah, for Tokyo Pop.
Got a bunch of comments already here. Art of Victor Medina says, "Hello everyone. What's up, Victor? Thanks for hanging out with us, man. We're gonna dive into. I gotta hide this other screen over here. We're gonna dive into independent distribution, comic distribution here in just a minute. Myron Lauzon says, "Hey guys, cheers. Hey Myron, what's up? Thanks for hanging out with us, man. I should have read this earlier. Victor says, I can see all five of you. Thank you. Jamie Killzone Kilkenny says, what's up, guys? What's up, Jamie? Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate you. Jin Kung says, Phil is the man. We agree. That's why he's on here. Paige Alfred says, you got Phillip Russertt on the show and you did not invite me? You ignore all your invites, Paige. That's all I can say. Charles W. Morgan says, what's up, Phil? All right, everybody's here, man. They're ready to for you to, as the young kids say, spill the tea.
Yeah.
It sounds what they say? Out of an old guy's mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's groovy, man.
It's right up there with the word dirigible in the young age. Yeah.
That's right. So before we get there, Phil, what's new with you? Don't you you got a Kickstarter going on, don't you?
It's coming up. Doing the sign up right now, and I'm actually offering the PDF of the first issue for free if you sign up, because I believe in the story and I think you'll like it and you'll come in for book 2. Long story short, it's called Papa. It was basically, I didn't realize I was writing a story that was kind of an allegory to my father and I in our relationship prior to his passing. And he has to see it before he passed. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a 110-page graphic novel done in time. So now I'm releasing it chapter by chapter, but it's kind of a Silver Age tale. It's a 75-year-old Vietnam vet whose granddaughter, him and his son are estranged, but him and his granddaughter are close, and she winds up being taken by the mob for reasons I can't get into. And this Vietnam vet has to find a way to save her, protect his family, and it's really about all the sacrifices that men make for their families that go unnoticed. Men don't get to go out on social media and talk about their pains and their sorrows. We just quietly do what we need to do. We take care of our family, and sometimes our kids don't understand the sacrifices we're quietly making. And sometimes those kids grow up and then they realize, and it makes things a little easier when you understand the burdens that a father carries that he doesn't even share with you. So it's heartfelt. I'm told it's really written well, but it also has a twist at the end of chapter 1 that no one has seen coming. So it is not some boring drama. It is a comic book, but I ask you to sign up and you get a free copy of the PDF.
Yeah, more free stuff. See, folks, tune into Silverline. You're going to get all kind of cool, good free comics. That's what we're all about. Comics should be good and fun. You know what? I did you share some of the maybe the first chapter in the Philbo group? Because I've read the first chapter and enjoyed it very much, but I can't remember where I read it.
I don't remember. I don't know, because I've been putting the free PDF out for people. So it's possible.
Maybe I just grabbed it in one of the places. I've read the first chapter that you put out for free, and like I said, I enjoyed it very much, but I don't remember where I got it.
Who's
if anybody signs up, just DM me and I will send it to you directly in DM. No wait.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right. So we're not going to dwell a whole lot of time on Diamond, but because we all know what happened with Diamond. We all know that it's still an ongoing thing. We all know there's still a lot of publishers hurting because of what Diamond is. And Phil, I'm going to give an intro, and if you don't like it, I want you to change it, okay? But one of the things that I did as an independent creator and a small press publisher is I looked around and I said, what the heck are we going to do now? Now, you can talk about all the problems you want, but Diamond still gave me access to retailers. I did not have that on my own. I do not have that on my own. And so when all of this was happening, my thought was like, I don't know what we're, because, a Kickstarter model, it's generally not sustainable. Yeah, of course, there's people who do it. Yes, we can always think of the exceptions, right? And we don't do the booby books, right? That are always gonna, get 20,000 backers over on Kickstarter. Right. We don't do those. We make traditional comic books that you think of. And so I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. You can ask these guys. These guys can. I even probably said that, from pulling my hair out. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do.
It's like guys sitting at the bar going, "Oh man, what are we going to do?"
Well, I mean, I have no ego. I approached Roland. I said, "Hey, Roland, I'm doing this. Are you interested?" Because first of all, I loved what you were doing with Malibu, and just the comics you put out are what comics are supposed to be, and that's really what I want to nurture.
Thank you.
You mentioned the NSFW, and I don't think that brings new readers. So we need readers to sustain. So you were like one of the first people I thought of, and I reached out to you and said, "Hey, you're interested?" And I'm sure there was skepticism because I'm new and who the hell am I and what am I doing? So I'm all about proving myself, and I will.
Well, and of course there was skepticism, but I'm like, yeah, you're gonna try to fill a gap that Diamond left. Yeah, I'm in because without Philbo, again, we have no access to retail. I don't know that you're still working, you're still trying to get, it's a big uphill battle, right? And I know Tom can the other way. Tom remembers the days, and I remember the days, when we had 12, 13, 14 distributors in the industry, and we did just fine. Yeah. Right? There was competition. I don't remember.
Competition's healthy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So what made you decide I'm going to go do this crazy thing?
Well, I'm glad you admit it's crazy because I mean, some people act like I just started a lemonade stand on my lawn. This is this is a lot of work and it's crazy. So like everybody else, I'm a small publisher that puts our heart and a passion into the work, and we do professional level work. But unfortunately, it's an industry that it's a who you know. It's there's a lot of gatekeeping. A lot of people try to deny that, but the fact is there's gatekeeping. I mean, even Diamond itself would determine if it felt your art was good enough to sell. And I'm a mailman. Let the free market decide that. You know, I don't like the gatekeeping. So I'm a fighting Irishman. I just want to get in the ring. You know, I don't. Life is not a spectator sport, and I'm not going to watch everybody else get their chance at the title. You know, if I get knocked out, at least I know I gave it my best. I can live with that and move on. But I was watching constantly how the industry just isn't giving chances to quality publishers and books. And Kickstarter is a wonderful tool, but it's an echo chamber. It's limited, and it's not. And it was abused. It was being abused as a distribution system for small publishers because they didn't have a direct market outlet. Yeah. So I heard rumblings about Diamond about 2 years, a little over 2 years ago now, and I was like, you know, I was talking to my brother and about my frustrations. He goes, "Yeah, but you're the type of guy who just goes and freaking does it himself anyway. So what are you crying about? Just go do it." And I was like, well, crap. All right.
That sounds like an Irish brother.
Yeah. So I started accumulating. I'm not going to divulge it. I found a way to accumulate a legitimate North American list. And it took 80 hours of work. And it was tedious and laborious, but I did it just for Diamond to go down and then release the damn the damn list anyway. But which confirmed for me though. And then next thing I know, when I heard rumblings of when they were going to announce their bankruptcy. So 3 weeks before they announced their bankruptcy, I announced Philbo. I knew they were going under, despite everybody thinking or hoping that they weren't. So I announced I had the infrastructure in place. I was ready to go. And to my surprise, international retailers started signing up accounts because they saw Bookstat. They're like, hey, you know, the international market's not the same as the American market. The American market is very corporate. We don't take risks. It's this, you know, and that's it. We regurgitate the same crap. But the international market, like Italy, Sweden, you know, Australia, they like new stuff. They take chances on new things. So they looked at what I was doing like, oh, okay, if we can figure out the shipping, let's do it. So we figured out the shipping. We use a freight forwarder in Georgia, and they send bulk shipments out to the Europe and other places. Yeah, yeah, man. We got all kind of comments flying in here tonight. Over here, let me run through them again here. Let's see. Ryan Permission says, hey, you guys, what's up, Ryan? Thanks for hanging out. He says Philip is my man. Jason Meadows, what's up, Jason? Says howdy, folks. Ryan says, Phil and Roland crossing the streams. Phil is the MVP. Love this guy, says Ryan. Charles Morgan says, dude, what a twist. Phil Leon, what's up, Phil? He says, hey, what's up, Phil and Silverline crew. Ryan then says, last night was so long, I don't remember. And then he says, Philbo Publishing is the real deal. Kev is wide.
Or it's Keviside.
Keviside. I like Keviside. Keviside says, howdy, folks. Jason says, Roland's been making comics for like 70 years. I resemble that remark. Ryan says, Phil is a man of his word. He's Batman. Then he says, the Philbo Revolution. Phil Leon says, hey, what's up, Silverline crew and Phil? Art Victor Menino says, Phil and Philbo Entertainment doing fantastic work. And Kleber Souza Lima says, hey, what's up? Good night. I think good night doesn't mean Tommy. Tommy's laughing.
He's from Brazil. He's actually an artist on one of my books. And what he's saying is, I hope you're having a good night.
He's saying good morning. Yeah. Not goodbye. Yeah.
Right.
He's a wonderful human being, a fantastic artist, and I love working with Kleber. I highly recommend him for anybody on their book. He's just no ego. He's on time, very affordable, and really gives you his best. Can't say enough about him.
Yeah. So
I
I
just
have
wrote
all
his
kind
name
of
down.
I have all kind of questions, and I'm happy to ask them, but I don't want to dominate immediately. So, Mike, Tommy, do y'all have any questions that you want to zip in before I get on my roll?
I don't, because I want to see where your roll goes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So what? So when you got this idea, what were the first obstacles that you had to overcome to make distribute? Because you were already publishing. Philbo Publishing was already a thing. You were making comics. Tragedy is yours. Tragedy is what I'm familiar with. You were making comics. So what were the obstacles that you had to overcome to make distribution a reality?
Well, the first thing is, of course, getting an accurate and functional list of retailers, and then, of course, the relationship with the retailers is the most important thing, because they're the front line. They're the ones that I'm trying to bridge the gap between publishers.
Right.
And that's an ongoing process, of course. We have
Right.
almost 600 signed up, and we're getting signups every day, and I'm talking constantly.
What is
and
our
then-
chief? What is it? Because I know you're doing this. I know that you're going out there and talking to them, and I know that it's an uphill battle. What is the chief hesitation for, or if not one, multiple? What are the hesitations that stop these guys? Because they know what distribution is. They've dealt with Diamond. It's not like
Right.
it's not like distribution is new. It's you that's new. So what is the hesitation for them? Why are they?
Well,
not
I think
jumping in?
it's a combination of several things. The first thing is I'm new, and I'm not a big conglomerate. Like Lunar was doing their comic book retail, and they were doing things, and people kind of knew who they were. I'm coming out of nowhere to a lot of people. So the first thing is trust. The second thing is
Right.
it's small press, and there is a stigma on small press that I can't order a lot of those books. They're not going to sell a lot, whatever the case may be. So without having larger publishers on board with me, there is, again, it's a trust factor that I have to earn.
Yeah.
Also, in light of, Diamond's model worked great when they were the monopoly, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but once it started to fragment and there was competition, and Lunar took DC, and Marvel went to Penguin Random House, and Diamond didn't have the larger companies to subsidize the lesser sales
Right.
and things of that nature. And then you combine that with unpaid invoices because they give a net 60 or a net 30, and they're giving 50% discount and free shipping. You're hemorrhaging money at this point. And it's just not a sustainable model unless you have everybody. So going into distribution, I had to come up with a model that I think is fair for everyone. And my intent, whether it's noticed or not, is distribution is the mailman basically bridges the gap between the publisher and the retailer, right? And for it to succeed, all three have to do well. Right. It's just that simple. And I have a long-term vision of things. I don't believe in making money off of you. I want to make it with you. So, we give a 40% discount to the retailers, and some of them want 50%, but they're not buying in bulk. If they buy in bulk, they can get higher discounts. But if you're only going to buy 4 issues, I can't give you a 50% discount. It's just not how wholesale works. And we do a prepay. And I think the combination of those two things, some of the old school guys are a little reluctant. They don't like prepay. But, our orders aren't in the, $5,000-$6,000. So it's not unmanageable. But at the same time, the publishers get paid much sooner. And there's no risk of your inventory being lost or not getting paid out or waiting 90 days. And it's just a model that is fair to everyone and protects my distribution. Because if your money is in an escrow account here, ready to pay out to the publishers, then I know at the end of the day, my money is there too. And I can continue to do this. I've talked to retailers. We're looking to do some things coming up, but we had a big announcement to make. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, but I'm moving forward with it myself anyway, that eventually I'm going to announce. And it's going to be big, and it's going to allow us to help make the terms a little friendlier to stores, but we will stay prepay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I think is I'm kind of asking them for a net 30 because we are small press. A lot of the publishers are not offset printing because they can't invest in that kind of print run and then have that inventory just sitting there. So I give the publishers 30 days to send me the books, and then I ship them out on that third month. We have a 60-day order window. And, you know, just like how Diamond was 3 months out, we are too, but we do it in a way where it gives more visibility to the smaller publishers. You're in that catalog for that 60 days. You get a full page for each book. Because we are selling ourselves, the fact that we have quality books and the fact that we really do sell off the shelves if the retailers give it a chance.
Right. Yeah. What about, so I got to admit, you know, because you and I had some conversations and I'm like, I'm in. And so what about publishers that you talk to? What are some of the hesitations? Because I got to admit, and I don't remember which month it is. I'll beg your forgiveness for that. But I saw a whole slew of Terry Moore.
We have Terry with us. Yeah, we have all his books.
Yeah, and I'm like, holy mackerel, you got Terry Moore. That's, to me, that was I was like, wow, this is really, really.
Yeah, we have Terry Moore, Antarctic Press, Zenoscope, Heavy Metal, Devil's Due. We have Billy Tucci's with us. Yeah. We have some other large independents coming soon. We haven't really had an issue with publishers. We get a lot of solicits. Unfortunately, I have to turn some away because they're just not ready for direct market yet.
Yeah.
But you know, we have Ablaze. We have Hermes Press. So the publisher side, we have like 80 publishers at this point. And you know, they're not consistently in every catalog every month because they have mini series, they have one shots. You know, we accept all types of publications. So the publisher side is not the issue there. We are in talks with some of the larger publishers that are middle ground. But that's a process. You know, that's a different beast that when you're dealing with a company that has put out movies and you know is doing 60,000 copies of, you know, a month or whatever. So that's a little more legality involved, and it takes time and, you know, presentation. But they're coming. They're coming.
Well, and no names. We don't do this here, but one of the things I noticed within the Philbo Distribution Publisher Group is I think some of the guys just don't exactly understand what it is you do, you know, and you know, guy like me is like, look, I'm sending you 40 books and you're taking your labor on my books. You've lost money. You know, you're taking a piece of it. Of course you are. That's what the distributor's supposed to do. But some of these guys, I don't think to really understand exactly the process. How do you try to get that across to them to help them? Because I don't think it's, how can I, again, no names. I don't think it's, I think it's just an experience. I think it's just I don't think it's because they're I think it's because they just don't know. That's the easiest way for me to say it.
But we get that from Tommy at Kablam when people don't know how to get their books printed.
They don't know the files. They don't understand there's a bleed. It's frustrating for you as a printer, I'm sure.
They're not ready for prime time.
Even though there's a template that spells everything out, there's only like 4 or 5 things on there,
and you know what?
Every one of those things.
And that right there is my biggest answer I will give, and I'll try to stay politically correct because to give it context, because Roland's been in the industry and he's knowledgeable and he understands it. I think I've vented a little bit more on Roland than I should have. And Roland's very understanding because I love all the publishers that work with us, but some of them,
absolutely,
they only know crowdfunding. They don't understand this. But it's more of not understanding what direct market is. I think it's more of they don't understand the importance of it long term. Like
Right.
everybody wants instant gratification. They don't understand that things build and you build
Right.
over time. But the other issue is what Thomas was talking about with printing. They don't take the time to read
Right.
and pay attention to what's being told to them. And then you get frustrated because you have to tell them 4 times. And then they get mad at you, like, who are you talking to? I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is the 4th time I'm telling you this. So I think it's attention span. I think it's a lack of knowledge, but mostly a lack of vision. You have to have vision in this industry. You have to understand that this is not, your profit margins on floppies are so minuscule
Right.
that you have to have a long-term plan, and you have to learn to change that long-term plan. And I think these guys are just used to putting up Kickstarters, getting whatever their money, putting up their posts on Facebook, and whatever happens, happens. And that's not what direct market is. And that's not the opportunity afforded you here, that I don't know if they understand the scope of that.
Well, and I also think the advantage that we have because we're small is we can make decisions and change just like that. Well,
Right.
I can give you here's my answer today. Something happens at the end of the day, my answer is going to be different tomorrow. Marvel DC can't do that.
Right.
That's the thing. You really have to be you have to be nimble. You have to be able to pivot
Right.
when the things change out from under you. You can't sort of be so locked in. It's like, no, this is the way it has to be. It's like, no, things have changed.
Right.
It's your
Well,
job.
I mean, like Roland, you've seen me. I do things other distributors wouldn't bother doing, whether it's the free cover on the guide or it's giving you a full page free book. But also, I go in and I suggest things, and they're good ideas that would go over well. And then it's like crickets. Nobody jumps on. I'm like, what are you doing?
Resources as well to the group. You have a list of retailers that you're like, hey, here's your opportunity, you guys. Reach out to these retailers. And of course, I don't know how much they've used it. I have my own list, probably from similar sources. But I send them something once a month.
And that's the thing, like, people would say, oh, well, to email blast that many, the price. I'm like, well, why don't you just email blast 10 a day?
Yeah.
Take 20 minutes and email blast 10 stores a day and rotate and just keep going around and develop relationships. I mean, I gave you a list.
Here's the beauty of Gmail, right? If you're not using Gmail, you can schedule that thing. Right. And I do more than 10 a day, but you can't do 2,000 because Gmail will go, no, you're spamming people. We're not going to let you do that. But you can do 500. you can do a goodly amount and spread it out every other day and you'll be okay.
I've even offered, send me talking headers and I'll send them out with your book orders.
Yeah.
They make a big difference. I've said, give me
flyers.
I haven't done that.
I need to figure out exactly what it is, but
I can tell you, I can give you an example perfectly.
Okay.
So real quick, I don't want to go too far off course, but there was a Texas store and she was in one of the distribution, Plan C distribution, one of those. And she said, listen, small press sells. And she said, I'll give you an example. I had a store in Texas. I would put a nice display where people could see it of a small press, and we put talking headers. And what a talking header is a little card, an index card that is the cover with the synopsis. It's like taking it right from the catalog.
Yeah.
And they put it right in front of the comic on the shelf itself. And the reason, and she said she sold over Marvel and DC 4-1. Now here's the kicker. She moved her store to Florida and thought, oh God, what if it's just my demographic in that area? I'm screwed if not, right? Like small press. She did the same exact thing. And sure enough, she's still selling anywhere from 3-1 to 4-1 over Marvel and DC because people are clamoring for new stuff. Yeah. But the problem is they don't know it's there. They don't know what it's about. Looking at a cover and artwork is not the same power as it used to be. And there's reasons for that I'm not going to get into, but that
we covered those
header,
on this show.
Yeah, that talking header someone takes again, short attention span, right? They don't want looking through a book. They don't really get an idea what the book is per se. You have to read dialogue. Is the writing any good? You read that talking head or synopsis and you go, oh, it's about this. That's right up my alley. That sounds interesting. And then you combine it with a nice looking artwork and cover. I'll give it a try.
Right.
So
it takes the place of what appears on the back of paperback books.
Right.
And so I think because I can't think of an independent bookstore, like not a comic book store, but a bookstore where there haven't been those talking headers that have said, staff pick or Emily recommends, or your favorite employee recommends this book. And it's really a thing that, not that comics aren't big business, but really big corporate businesses do that too, to sort of boost the signal on smaller books that may not get that attention.
Right.
And it's those little things that make a huge difference. And I try to impress upon everyone, whether it's Kickstarter or direct market, one retailer, one backer at a time.
That's right. Yeah.
That's it. 100%. Just your focus can't be, I want to sell 5,000 books out of the gate. First of all, the industry isn't that anymore anyway.
No, it's not.
Second of all, you can't afford to lose one backer, one follower, one retailer. So just if you gained one, you made progress.
That's right.
But I think there's this misconception that, oh, my book is so good that just because I put it in Phil's catalog, I'm going to sell 5,000 copies. Or even if they went to Massive, who goes through Lunar, they think, oh, it's Lunar, I'm going to sell 5,000 copies. It doesn't work that way.
No.
You have to, and I keep telling them, it's not even the retailers you have to convince. Tell the fans, because if the fans go into a retailer and 5 people say, I want tragedy in my pull list, or I want Trumps in my pull list.
Right.
That store says, well, that's 5 guaranteed sales. I buy 2 more, put on my rack, and then I know that someone will walk in and buy them.
Right.
There's no risk.
No.
There's no risk. And they'll buy the 7 issues, maybe 10. And then those 5 people tell 5 other people, and next thing you know, there's 10 people in their pull list.
That's right.
You got to get to the fans, not just the retailers. Retailers don't want to take a chance because their margins are tight. Their rents are high. Their insurance is crazy. Their overhead is nuts depending where you are. And some of them want to take a chance on small press, but they can't.
Yeah.
So give them a reason.
Right.
How much of it on the creator side of things, how much is that the creator just doesn't want to do that? It's like they just want they're so ingrained in this, my work speaks for itself, and if I build it, they will come, and that's all they do. Do you think that's a real thing?
I think that's an absolutely real thing for the people who haven't experienced this. Like a guy like Roland knows that's the bad way to be.
Right.
But some of the new people that it was Kickstarter and they just did Facebook posts. I think that they have this mentality. Look, we all think our books are great, or what are we doing?
Yeah, that's right.
But you have to be realistic about it. Like, I believe my books are as quality as anything out there, but that doesn't take me away from the reality of how hard the industry is regardless.
Yeah, because I think comics are basically a 2-hustle industry, which is the first hustle is you got to get your book done.
Right.
Then the second hustle is you got to promote it like a small businessman. You have to separate yourself into.
They don't want to do the promotion part. It's like a lot of artists who are so good. And there's look at artists. There's so many artists that is fantastic, but they're struggling to get work. Why?
Right.
Well, you don't know how to market yourself because they don't want to do the business side. They just want to draw.
Yeah.
And I get that. You're a creative. I get that. But at the end of the day, it's either sink or swim. And if you don't learn how to swim and adapt, well, then you are where you are, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I'm not the end all be all. I'm one channel.
Right.
That is a good opportunity for you, but I can't be the end all be all. I can't.
Right. Yeah. Hey, look, check this out. Hyper Potato. What is up, Hyper Potato? I haven't seen you in a while. We have missed you. He says 80 publishers. That's impressive. And then, of course, we can always depend on Hyper Potato to say, like and subscribe, kids. And as Hyper says, please do like and subscribe. Jason Meadows says, need a guy to do your pre-press for you?
He does all my pre-press. He's amazing, and he's my letterer.
Oh, there you go.
Tommy likes him already.
And that's right. And Jason's got his own book too. So
and by the way, Tommy, I'll tell you now, Jason, first thing he does is go to the website, see what your specs are, and that's how he takes care of the book. Period.
You know that our template is. Ooh, we got a rainstorm coming through. So if I shut off, I'll jump back on if the power goes.
I pushed it down your way, Tommy.
I think you did. Yeah, no, actually, we've got a system that we're fixing to launch that's going to be like an online pre-press thing. So
Nice.
Well, see if it's, hold that thought and see if it's nice after they launch it, right, Tommy?
Oh yeah. See, it's going to be a nightmare. We'll see.
The dog likes it, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
I know. Hold on a second. I'll be back.
Jin Kung says that Jin.
He's referring to how many years. He said you're doing 70 years.
I know. It's not really. I realize this is really white, but I'm not even 70 yet. So just don't pay any attention to him
Yet.
Yet. That's right. Hyper
Also,
says Roland is a man. No, Hyper, you rock.
Roland's just 35. Comics ages a man.
That's right. Nicholas Gear. Is that who I think that is? Nicholas. Hey, man, good to see you hanging out with us. Make mine Silverline. You are absolutely right.
Relentless Tin Soldier.
Hyper says, don't make Tommy mad. Get your bleeds up to spec.
Yeah, you'll be putting double page spreads on the wrong pages.
Yeah.
So what have been your biggest? So this is, you just put out the 7th catalog, right?
8th.
Ninth catalog.
The 9th is March 1st.
Okay.
Nice.
And people said I wouldn't last 6 months, so nah.
Yeah, right.
Is that what you really wanted to do, or was it?
Yeah. I'm keeping it PG.
I told him it was a PG-13 show. So
yeah.
What have been again, no names? What have been a couple of your biggest challenges up to this point? We'll get to the next ones, but what up to this point?
With publishers or retailers or
no, just the whole thing. The whole thing. So I know you've got someone helping you who's been fantastic.
Oh yeah, Maura Powers is my product manager. Some people think she's my wife. She is not. She lives in North Carolina. She's married to Rob Powers, who's an artist. Anyway, so real quick, a little tale. I had someone else starting up the website, and this person apparently did not understand distribution as much as I kept trying to get them to understand. And the site was just not ready and up to par, and we were coming up to the first catalog, and I was pooping a brick. And I know Maura for a long time now. We had worked together before, but she kind of went her way doing a thing. I went my way, and I was like, you know what? I gotta call her. I need her to rescue me. I need her. And she came in, and she did the whole website, the catalog pages, the CSV data sheets, the POs. She has been the absolute backbone of everything here. I may have put the infrastructure into place. I may be the owner with all the risk, but if I didn't have her, this wouldn't even be happening.
Yeah, she's awesome. I will say that.
You need a good IT person. Yeah.
Oh, she's amazing. She's so much more than that. And I try to explain to her, it's not just her competency and her efficiency. She's trustworthy. She has never let me down. I mean, there was one day she was vomiting sick, and the catalog was supposed to be up the next day, and she wasn't done. And she sat there with a bucket at her table, making sure that catalog was up. I told her, if it's late, it's late. Your health is more important. And she goes, no, this is small press. They're already not taking you seriously enough. I'll be damned if I'm going to make this thing late. So, I'm the beauty. I think you're right on the brains, but you're not right on the beauty. But
yes,
and she's phenomenal. I could not do this without her, and I'm very grateful for her. And I don't think some people understand how important she is to this whole operation.
Yeah. No, I've had, I've communicated with her privately a few times, and she's just been awesome. She's been fantastic.
And she's got a better temperament than me. I get my Irish up, forget it. But she's much sweeter. I mean, if I had to tell you something 2 or 3 times, now I'm barking.
Yeah.
Roland laughs at me all the time. He's like, I don't know, man.
I do. I try not to, but I do.
I don't mind. I get it. It's funny. Yeah, I get it.
So I have a question that ties into all of this. So how did you learn the distribution business?
Well, it's funny. I'm a convention runner. I'm a publisher, writer, editor. I was an art rep. I did everything in the industry except draw to learn all the different aspects and who needs what. I also have retailer friends, and I worked with them and helped them through retail, doing retail side. So just over the last 8 years or so, just absorbing, learning, talking to those who know, respecting that I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And even when I think I know, I probably don't know. Constantly growing. For example, when I brought Maura on, I didn't even realize about the data sheets that you have to fill out so the retailers can upload to their point of sale systems, because they can't manually put in hundreds of different titles.
Yeah.
And she knew, because she had done similar work for a retailer who was ordering from Lunar and Diamond and all this stuff. And she said, I have to create a data sheet system for you. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, I would have fell right on my face. And so it's just constantly listening to those who know, like a guy like Roland, who's been around, and he did Malibu. And, you know, and I don't mean to keep jumping on that, but Malibu.
Well, I learned everything from Tom.
But you know, if you think about it, when you look at Malibu, I kind of, it's an inspiration in the sense that you were that little guy. You jumped in the field with the big guys. You had to earn that respect. And then you finally started getting that respect to the point where they bought you out so you couldn't compete with them anymore. So we all know that's what they do. Chris Claremont is on an exclusive contract just so he doesn't do work to compete against them.
Right.
Stop it. So, you know, you look at that and I say, I can do it. I can play with the big leagues. I put up a post the other day. I said I may be David versus Goliath, but I got one hell of a slingshot.
Well, you know, and the advantage that we have as the little guys that you know, Marvel and DC, they have to sell a lot of copies per title, a lot of units per title, right? Just to break it down, right? They per unit per title. We don't have to sell that many units per issue to do equally, you know?
Right. Well, we don't have shareholders that we have to satisfy, and we don't have the overhead that they have. So if you manage what you have properly, you can make, it may not be large profits, but as long as you're breaking even, you can continue to grow.
As long as the bottom number is in black and not red, yes.
Right. Right.
Yeah. my favorite part of the conversation so far is the issue of trust, going back to what you said earlier, because people had faith in Diamond and trust in Diamond because it was a big corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And how'd that work out?
Yeah.
Right. And so whereas the smaller person who is building the empire, you know, is on the way up. And I think that's, you know, the more trust you put in something like that to build it going forward, the better.
Yeah.
And one thing I take pride in is I get messages from retailers all the time, whether how do I use your website or what are your terms, or, you know, who are you, or this happened, or we couldn't, this click didn't work, or, you know, it, whatever, you know, small glitches. I literally get back to everyone within hours. I mean, I work a day job as a registered nurse, by the way. I'm a father of 2 kids, and 13, 11. I'm a husband. I own a home. I run a publishing company. I run distribution. I work 21 hours a day. I'm only 22. But anyway, no. And I do this because I love it and because I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. I mean, it's not a shtick. Comic books saved me from a rough childhood, and it's the greatest entertainment medium in the world, whether it's comic strips or comic books, graphic novels. There is no better combination of literature and visual art.
So that's really interesting, because the thing that I've discovered more, and I think this goes beyond anecdote, I think this is actual fact, is that so many people had a kind of childhood where they escaped into a comic book. And it doesn't necessarily mean you had a tough childhood, or that you were bullied or beaten up, or that your parents were bad or whatever. But somewhere along the way, you needed to find a way into comics as an escape from XYZ. And
it's a healthy escape. It's not drugs, it's not alcohol, and it teaches you morality. It teaches you who the hero is. At least it used to. These days it's a little blurred, but we knew who the good guy was. You know, we aspired to be Superman and Captain America and Wonder Woman. We wanted to be them. We knew we would never achieve that level, but we wanted to try. And that's the greatest thing about these books, man. And I look at the industry and people get mad at me because I'm very candid. We're listening to the wrong people and thinking that they're the ones who have the answers, and they have brought us to where we are right now. Readership is in the gutter. Collectibles, everybody's a collector now, and and as much as I love collectors and they are keeping things afloat, they're not enough for longevity because collectors are picky with what they buy. They may like a cover that Mike did this week, but if they don't like the next cover, they're not buying it. But if they love Mike's story and they love reading that character, then they're going to stay.
That's right.
And that's how Chris Claremont had 17 years on X-Men.
That's right.
And if we don't get readers back that really care about the characters and the content, this ain't gonna work.
The thing about Claremont too is that Claremont had there's two halves of Claremont too. There's the writer half of Claremont that kept the stories interesting and then whatever. There's also the personal appearance Claremont where he would go out and made himself. He worked the crowd. He went to every convention he could possibly go to. He appeared on thousands of panels. He shook a bunch of hands. He had roundtables with fans at conventions. It's like he worked his audience well to be able to like he wasn't just writing scripts. He was actually working the room to make sure that his readers were, part of his team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just, like I said before, I love this medium so much, and it's given me a lot. I want to give back what I can, and I really think that there's a lot of grifters destroying this industry. They just don't want to work a day job, and they do the blind bags and the NSFW and all this bullshit, excuse my language, that is killing the industry. It's killing long term in the industry. And those guys hate me, and they'll come troll me, and they'll say, and the funny thing is they're outing themselves when they say that, but I don't care anymore because I'm tired of watching the bad guys win and take this industry down with it. Whether it's the Diamond fiasco, whether it's charging just to put you in a catalog, whether it's blind bags and then you're getting damaged books or the same covers that you otherwise, it's all gimmick crap. Yeah. And we didn't learn from the 90s.
Right.
The bubble burst in the 90s and we're repeating it again.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, you are surrounded by guys who equally love the medium.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know
that's
you
why
do.
we're here every single Sunday night.
So here's a sort of an offbeat question. What 3 things are you reading that you could recommend?
Oh, cool. I like it.
I don't read any new books anymore. I'm reading the independents.
Well, independent books.
Well, right. All right. So
so who are you reading?
We generally mean not Marvel and DC.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you're gonna think this is planned. It's not. I see all these books that come in, and Trump's really caught my eye. And I asked Roland if he minded if I picked up one of the books that's in consignment and read it. I don't like to just assume just because I have it in my possession, I could read all your books and put them back. He sent me the books kindly as a gift and said, check them out. And I like them. So I'm reading Trump's.
Cool. Well,
I'm reading a book I read a book that I really love called Rabbit's Badass Song from an independent who does Kickstarters. It's a really good book. Again, but nobody knows about it.
Right.
And I read a book called Tales from Nerosville. Jason Meadows is in the chat, and it's an anthology book that is so intelligently written and it's so good. And it's hard for him to pick up steam, but it deserves your attention. So I'm reading books like that. I don't read any Marvel or DC anymore. I can't. Yep. I don't think it's about story anymore. I think it's about agenda and soapbox and everything but what a story should be. It's not escapism. It's too negative. We've blurred the lines with good and bad. I mean, everybody's a friggin' anti-hero now. And not that I have anything against anti-heroes. Tragedy is anti-hero, but we have to have a little more positivity in books.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, Jason.
Got a bunch of comments. Let me run through these comments here.
Hang on, before you do that, can we ask Jason? Can we ask Jason to link to his book? In the chat.
Yeah, Jason.
It is really. He has twists and ironies, and it's just smart, well-written books. I enjoy them, and I stand by them. I wouldn't say that otherwise. And Trump's is a lot of fun. It's good, and I love the artwork. I love the art style.
That's Clinton. right?
No, it's Tommy's the only consistent name in all 4 of those books. So long story short, there's 4 issues. There's 4 suits: spades, hearts, diamonds, trumps. Each of them has a different penciler. So
yeah, I was gonna ink all 4, and then when we got the 3rd pencils in, I'm like, just run them.
Yeah, yeah. He said, "Let me show you something," and he like turned up the blacks, and he goes, "Just run it."
Yeah, Quentin did such a, he inked the pencil or penciled the inks or whatever you want to call it. I'm like, that's good enough. Let me ink something else. Go.
Great stuff, guys. Books the way they're supposed to be made.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We had a blast making them. So John Hageman
that's
says,
10 Ton Press. That's John Hageman of 10 Ton Press.
Sweet. Thanks for hanging out with us, John. We appreciate it. And if you guys got any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. While we've got Phil here, we'll get answers for you. We won't let him go.
Hey, John, put a link to your in the chat.
Hi Potato says, check out Nicholas's Relentless Tin Soldier, kids.
That's a good book too.
And then he says, thank you, Hyper. John Hageman says 3 more than 6, right? I'm not sure what that refers to.
I'm not either.
It's been a minute since this was up here, so I'm not really sure. John, you might have to, if it's important, you might have to remind us. Jason says Mara is the brains, Phil is the beauty, ? If you say so, Jason.
Yeah.
Phil made comment to that a while ago.
Calibro Suzalima says, please let me tell you, Philip is a good person and honest. He gave me this opportunity and is trusting in my work. And that's why he's here talking with us, Kleber. Jason says, too many retailers want Phil to follow a format that's already failed once. And really I would almost say more than once.
Yeah.
If we go back.
And, we should just keep doing it that way, shouldn't we?
Right. Because Diamond really was kind of the last man standing when all the others failed, right?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. You're the guest.
Here's the thing. To all the people that I'm not looking to take this negative route. I'm just going to say there are people actively behind the scenes doing things to try to boycott me secretly and not get retailers not to order from me. And that's fine. But all I wanted to let everybody know is my model is sustainable for me. Even if I don't have huge growth, I'm sustaining and I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep building this and we're going to make this happen. And I take it very seriously that I have the publishers on my shoulders right now. Because I'm one of you in the trenches and I know your passion and how that story itches at you and you just want to get it out there and you want the world to read it. And if you could give it away for free, you would, but you can't because you have to pay to fix it, to produce it. And I know that passion that you have. I understand that desire. And I also know the frustration of if people would just give it a chance. I mean, Jesus, you watched She-Hulk and that sucked. Could you please just read my book? And I get it. And I take it very seriously that I have that. I have you on my shoulders at the moment to the retailers. And that's why I do get kind of my Irish up when you're not doing what you need to do, because I'm like, come on, guys, I'm rooting for you, but you got to help me help you, you know?
Yeah.
The thing is about the old ways versus the new ways, and we should do things like we've always done them and blah, 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 is that at every flexion point in the industry, the new thing has come out of nowhere. You can look at, we talk about this all the time. There's been Bone, there's been Cerebus, there's been Wendy Pini's ElfQuest, there's been all this stuff up. There's Image Comics came out of nowhere. It's just all these things, everything that people grab onto has been new and different. And you shouldn't really just be afraid of it because people are doing something a different way.
Yeah. Well, the irony is they keep feeding the machine that they're complaining about.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're not beating me fast enough.
Yeah, I mean, you're investing in all these blind bags, and then you're complaining that they're not selling or they're trash books in those blind bags, but you keep buying the new blind bag. Or you complain about a new guy like me, but at the same time you're complaining that Lunar doesn't do bubble wrap anymore, or that Lunar's messed up their catalog, or you can't get anybody on the phone, or whatever, or that you're not making any money. Like my biggest fan, I say that sarcastically, is always writing blogs about how he's not making any money, but you want to keep repeating the process. I mean, isn't that the definition of insanity?
Right. It's like that. It's like that old joke about restaurants. The food here is terrible, and the portions are small.
Yeah.
What's the special next week? Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Hyper says comics and a nurse. Phil is like a combination of my wife and me.
Yeah, but I do have boobs.
And then Hyper asks if you're on Twitter.
No, unfortunately I stay away from Twitter and Blue Sky and all that crap because it's a cesspool.
It's a time suck.
Gotcha. Let's see who else. There's someone else. Nicholas. Where was it? Nicholas here. Nicholas says, I've been selling off my collectible single issues and replacing them with Marvel Epic collections and DC's Finest. I enjoy reading the comics. I don't have to own that expensive paper. Hey, Nicholas, make sure you post a link to your work as well.
Tin Soldier. Tin Soldier.
Yeah. We want to.
I did a crossover cover with Tragedy with him a couple of years ago. It was connecting covers, Tin Soldier, and he, like Colossus, he was throwing her like the fastball special.
Nice.
And I own the original art for both. I bought the other half from Nicholas. And,
oh, nice.
Yeah, it was done by Eric Ninotowski, who's really cool.
Also, Matthew Krecky, author, my supernatural mystery comic, The Night Slayers, has 22 followers on Kickstarter. Matthew, post that link. Maybe we'll get you a few more followers.
And by the way, another thing I've offered to people is if you have a Kickstarter going on at the same time that we're going to be soliciting that month, I charge a very low fee. It's just to cover my labor. I'm not even making money off of it. We'll take solicitations from you and put them in the packages going out to all the retailers about your Kickstarter. If you have a retailer tier, maybe it helps you. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But some small flyers. Again, I charge a small fee just to cover my labor because I have to pay somebody to fulfill. And it's a chance to market and get out there.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to help as best as I can, everybody I can, while, obviously not losing my pants.
Yeah. So we talked about some of the challenges you've had. Looking forward, as you look forward with Philbo Distribution, what are some of the obstacles that you see that are coming on that you're like, go here's what I got to prepare for. Here's what we're going to have to do this. What are some of those things you see?
Well, I do want to. It's tough to answer that question because Roland, know what's in the works, and I can't announce it yet. But
right.
I'm working on something right now that will make the retailers feel a little better as far as their terms, incentives, things of that nature, and offering things that are no longer part of the market that used to be offered, like returns and a physical catalog, and better discounts. The one thing I'm not changing is the prepay, but so I'm working on those things. The biggest obstacle is actually correcting itself right now.
Yeah.
By doing this for 9 months now, the hundreds of retailers that took a chance and worked on us, and to those people, I don't know if they're watching, thank you. Thank you for taking a chance on a new guy like me with my change of terms. You're buying books. We have a store in Texas that they spend $6,000, $7,000 a month on us. So thank you. Without you, we couldn't do this. We all appreciate you. Yeah. Word of mouth is spreading. The retailers are telling them, no, Philbo's, my books are coming on time, and he's taking care of us, and his customer service is great, and they're reliable. And then, of course, the books are selling. Yeah. So they're coming back every month. So they're telling them, and you know what? These books are selling. So that alone, the word of mouth is spreading from retailer to retailer, and it's garnering that trust that I have to earn. And I've had some retailers say, we're waiting a year to see if you make a year, and then we'll start supporting. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because if you support me, I'll make it a year, but I'm making it a year anyway. I don't care if I was losing my pants. I will make it a year and a day just to say to hell with you.
366 a day. I'm out there.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Oh my gosh, you guys, the comments are just flying here. We can't keep up with them. Jason says, "Oh shucks." David A. Scooter says, "Trump is a great read." Thank you, David. Very much appreciated. Jason says, "You can get my books through philbodistribution.com and follow Knuckle Supper Studios at facebook.com/KSS Comics." John says, "You bet." Andrew Henry says, "Stop reading Marvel and DC for long years now. Hated their forced agenda and their ideology. Started with Image and Dark Horse, and now it's all Indian manga. We love the all Indian manga. That's all Indie is what we're all about here. And I can't even the comments are scrolling here.
He was talking about the 6-month deadline before. People were saying I would make it 6 months.
Yes.
John,
okay, there
John
you go.
from
Yeah.
10 Ton Press, by the way, great books. He does a lot of rock band books like Tool and Slayer and stuff like
Cool.
that, if you're into that. John is another one that has seen firsthand some of the things that have been done to me. John has been the calming effect on my Irish.
Everybody needs one.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm a straight
right?
shooter if you haven't noticed by now. So John is a great guy. 10 Ton Press is another company that you should really pay attention to. They work hard. They put out quality content. He cares about this industry like we do.
Yeah.
And he deserves a shot. And
Yeah.
I really wish people would pay more attention.
Yeah, a lot of these other links. Thank you, Hyper. Hyper has posted a lot of links to the comics and the Kickstarter links.
Thank you.
And so that's I'm not going to put all those up here, but I just want to make sure that shout out to Hyper for doing that. Hyper is always taking care of us.
He's our favorite potato.
Yes.
He is our favorite potato. So let's see, what did I just ask? I asked if the future obstacles.
So it sounds, so it sounds like you're bullish on where the industry is going, at least from your end of the business. Like you seem to be moving in an upward trajectory steadily. And
we were growing 20% a month prior to the holidays. Then the holidays were a little slow, but we were making 20% growth per month.
Which is good. I mean, because we hear all the time from a lot of our negative friends that we're doomed, and
Right.
we're not. The more you sort of peel that back, and the more you actually talk to real people who work, it's some people are not working and some books are not selling, but in general, we're in an upswing, I think.
I think I think that what we're seeing, because we do hear a lot of that we're doomed, but we also hear a lot of this is the best month ever. And
Right.
and of course, we've said before, like, is it? Let's see some receipts. I think the important
There's a lot
thing
of
is-
number fudging. People are full
Yeah.
of crap in this industry. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about one the other day, and I can't remember exactly how long it was, when they said that floppy sales of floppies rose and the graphic novels declined, and we're like, and
You know what? They're taking Absolute Batman, and they
Absolute
think
Batman.
that one book is the solution to everything, and
But
it
it's
is
not.
Right.
Yeah. But what I absolutely think is 100% true is we are in the midst of a change in the industry, and
Yes.
it's what is it? We don't know yet. I don't think
Well,
so.
Also, we know that in any change in the industry, somebody gets burned and left behind.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
That's
It's painful.
and that's the grifters, and that's why they're clamoring, and that's fine. Look,
Yeah.
I really believe the comic industry will never die because there's just too many passionate people in it that will keep it alive. I believe that. And just like when everybody said it was going to go digital, I said, no, it won't. CGC would never allow that, first of all.
Right.
You're losing millions and millions of dollars with
Yeah.
CGC grading if you go to digital, and they're too influential, and they're like, nope, not happening. So
Yeah.
things change and evolve, and I think a renaissance is coming. I believe that, and I want to be on board for it. And if I can contribute, I want to.
Well, let me give you another piece of what I think is good news, and these guys have heard it before. Is that I teach at the university level, and one of the things we do is we read comics, and I see regularly in my class, my students don't want to read Marvel and DC. And it's not because they're like, oh, Marvel and DC are bad. They're like, well, I've seen the movies, I've seen the TV shows. Show me something different.
Right.
They want to see. They embrace the independent comics. They embrace manga, right? They want to see something that's not Marvel. And again, it's not for a hatred of Marvel and DC. It's just because they see it already. It's not new.
Well, after 1,500 issues of Batman, what more can you write about Batman? Right? I mean, we love the character, but I mean, it's been there, done that. But
right.
And
Yeah.
the other thing is, with the indies, we are not beholden to shareholders and corporate interests. Like,
Right.
we don't have editors telling us, like Mike is like, I'm doing what I love. I'm
That's
writing
right.
the comics I love. I'm drawing the comics I love, and I hope you come along for the ride.
That's right.
So that passion comes through every page, that when you look at that book and you read that book, and I personally love the art style. I adore it. And I sit there and I look at the book and I go, man, this is what comics are about.
Yeah.
And I think people are susceptible to being told what to like. Wizard did that throughout the 90s.
Yeah.
And they don't have that guide anymore. If we had, and by the way, I'm working on that too. If we had a magazine that, you know, yes, it talked about mainstream, but it also did spotlights on these indie books and told you it's out there, guys, just go get it. I do think there's a hunger for new, because, you know, everything's going to be a little bit derivative of something to a degree, because you can only write so many different stories.
But you got to make it yours.
But the thing is, and when you make it yours, you're writing it in a fresh way, in the sense that it is a passion play. And people sense that, and you see the kid in Mike, you know, not only does he look like he's 17, but you see the kid in Mike, you know, writing this book, and you feel that love for comics through the book, and that energy, and you can tell there's no socio-political message. There's no corporation going, no. The editor's saying, no, you can't make that character Asian. You have to be this, you know, or you can't do this. You have to do this. He just gets to do what he wants, and he just wants to entertain you. And his whole premise is, I just want you to love books as much as I do, and this is my best shot at helping you enjoy what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Yep. Yep. Comics
Sorry, I
are
talk a lot.
fun. No.
Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate that. I really do.
I mean,
Because
that's
he doesn't hear it enough from the rest of us, so it helps. It helps from an outside source.
That is why we're here, because comics are fun. I mean, I dare say that, you know, all five of us could probably be doing something other tonight, right? But we're here because
I love you guys.
No, if I'm not doing this, I'm in the other room drawing my comic.
Right.
Yeah, I was doing that before I
we're
jumped on
here
the
because we love comics. We love the medium. We love the format. We love the stories. We love the characters.
We want to see it survive. We want it to thrive. We want it to be, you know, here for as long. I want it to be here for people the way it was for me.
Right.
And I still try to find it anywhere I can.
Yep.
One day a week was like Christmas every week. You were so excited, whether you were getting out of school or jumping off the bus, or, you know, I'm a guy from Queens in New York, and man, it was no better feeling than I took a 12-block walk to get to my store every week, and my 30 friggin' books that I barely could afford, but I did whatever I could. And then you hung out and you talked a little bit at the store, and you knew the owner, and then you ran home and the world disappeared for whatever time frame, and you just, that's it, man. It was magic.
Yeah. Let's see here. Andrew Henry said, had an interview with Professor Rowland, and he mentioned a very essential question. What are you reading? If you don't read and write, it's a disaster. I preach that all the time, guys, in my class. It's like, you can't be a writer if you're not reading. Like Socrates said, speak so that I may see you. What are the last 3 books everyone is reading this month? Question is for everybody. What are the last 3 books everyone is reading?
Well, I answered already, so I'll leave that to you guys.
Yeah, I talk too much, so you guys go.
I am reading. I don't know the author's name. It's the Great Cat Massacre.
What? Is that a romance novel, Rolling?
No, it's a historical book, and it's a lot about stories and folklore stories, where they come from, how they originated. And there's one about this great cat massacre in France that is just it's kind of hilarious, to be honest with you. But
is it because of the fleas? Or is it because they keep knocking stuff off the table?
No, it's because they were screeching at night.
Yeah.
They were being too loud, so they killed the cats.
Let that be a lesson to you, cats.
It's true. They were keeping them up at night because there were so many cats. They were out doing their catly thing at night and they couldn't sleep. So so they decided they were going to kill all the cats.
I have neighbors like that. I don't think I can get away with it.
I don't think you can get away with that either.
All right,
By the
Mike,
way,
what about
Andrew Henry is from Egypt, and I published his book for him, Vanilla Land. It's a Western manga. I just wanted to give him a shout
you? Oh,
out.
there you go. All right.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
There you go.
it funded on Kickstarter, and we're going to be doing the second one soon. But
Nice.
Andrew Henry is also a creator, writer with his wife, and I just want to give him a shout out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Sweet.
I got to look for his stuff now.
Andrew, if you've got a link, drop
it
it
up
in the
there.
comments so that everyone can know. Hyper says some of us also want to know if Phil recognizes Sergeant Rock as the greatest character. More fans should know.
I'm good friends with Billy Tucci, who lives a few blocks away. So if he pisses you off, I can toilet paper his house for you. But this was his sweatshirt from his campaign that I'm wearing.
There you go.
So yeah.
Well, we well know here Sergeant Rock is Hyper's favorite character. So
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, Phil, I for one think what you're doing is an awesome thing. I think I don't understand the negative. I understand hesitation. I understand questions, but I don't understand the negativity because, like I said at the onset, you're trying to fill a hole that exists now because of the absence of Diamond. And someone says, "Well, Diamond's still around." Well, no, they're not. No one's getting comics through Diamonds anymore.
No.
So yeah, they're not around. And I don't think, for me personally, anyone who loves comics, I don't see how they could be, again, skeptics, sure, inquisitive, yeah, but negative, why?
I revel in being the underdog. I grew up on Rocky. I'll be standing when the bell rings. Don't worry about that. I revel in it. It's a chip on my shoulder. The more you doubt me, the more I'm going to catch you by surprise. I'm good to go.
You should go to Philly and do a TikTok of you running up those stairs.
Yeah, yeah, and passing out halfway up, right?
Well,
Yeah.
That won't be such a good message after all.
The beauty of
give
social
medics on the
media
way.
is you can stop and cut, right?
You can fix it in post. You can,
Be scooting your butt all the way
Mara
down
can
the
do it
steps.
for you.
That's right. Well, Phil, it's been
I
great,
haven't
great
tasted
hanging with you.
Yes.
I
I've got
appreciate you guys
I've got a
having me
question.
on.
Yeah, Mike, ask.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been building an inventory for Man in the Mask. If when I'm ready to bring it to you, are we looking
In a heartbeat.
you know,
Don't
your
even ask. In a heartbeat, Mike.
through
Just
your
reach out to me.
distribution? Do you have, can you have backlists that people will be able to order back issues as the books come? I know you got the new stuff in the catalog, but do you have backlists and
All
Well,
catalogs
that is
stay
a
up.
great question. Should Mike start with issue 1 or should he put
Yes.
them all up?
Start
Yeah.
one. Start with
Yeah, that's
number
what I would
one as a
do,
new
yeah.
solicit, and then we keep all the catalogs live for reorders. We never take you down. There's no
Okay.
time. There's no shelf life for you. We want you to win.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. As long as our website can handle it, we keep all the catalogs up. Every one of our catalogs, our first 8 is up. If you want to go back to, like, if you were in catalog 1 and they're only catching on by issue 6, I want them to be able to, without a question, just go over and order number 1.
So they
Right.
can
the
jump back
catalog,
and see
2,
that
3, 4,
catalog,
5.
click the order button from there, and throw it in the
Yeah,
cart.
but we
Yeah.
would put you in as a new solicit, and
Right,
then
yeah.
you'd go into reorder and stay there, and you wouldn't even have to ask. You wouldn't even have to submit. Just tell me.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was curious about. And also, if I wanted to do like retailer incentives, trying to figure out ways you guys can kind of.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
As a matter of fact, we call it the free pull. We have our free comic book day, and we have books in it, and we have the graphic on the website, our free pull. So we do free comic books, for the event. We do ratio variants. We do retailer incentives of all different kinds. We're there, man. Whatever gets publishers to be successful and gets these stories out, I'm all for.
Okay.
All I say is you just have to be on time. Late books are death.
Yes.
Well, I think
Absolutely. And
Mike's
that's the
already
reason
got
I
tons of
haven't done
things
anything like that. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this is
and
good.
I hold consignment inventory if you need to. And in the contract, which is non-exclusive, it states that you own that consignment inventory, and upon written request, it is to be returned to you within 30 days.
There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good business. That's
No one's.
And,
I'm not
there's
trying
other
to hurt
companies that
anybody.
don't do that. Is that?
Yeah.
What's that?
Just as a point, as a note, on our last Philbo order, we had a couple of reorders.
awesome.
So yeah, I think someone, I don't have it in front of me here, but I think someone wanted Trump's 2 and 3. I think.
Yeah, and the thing is, again, because we're new and growing, when retailers start to trust us, now they're looking at the catalog to order, and they're going backwards to see what they missed. So that's another reason why we did this, is because we knew that, look, I didn't know if I was going to have 20 people, 30 people ordering, or 5.
Yeah.
We have about 100 or so retailers out of the 600 that order regularly. But there's another 500 that may start coming on board over the next 6-7 months. I want them to have access to your books.
So, and this is a question that for you, Phil, but it might also help Mike. Is it, do you keep track of the retailer incentives that work so that you could recommend them to somebody like Mike who's just coming up?
Yeah.
And basically, if Mike says, I want to do A, B, and C, and you say, well, no, we've done B and C and they suck. What you really want to do is A and D, because those.
Well, again, when he gets his purchase order, he's going to see the sales himself to say, you know what, cover B did not move, but cover A sold, quite a bit. So he'll get that data for sure. But Roland, to tell you, I have very candid, open relationships with all the publishers. We talk about how to make things better. I even came up with an idea of, look, if we did a large, thick book that was 6-page previews of everybody's book in there with a cover, and we all chipped in for the print, you all chip in for the print run, and I do an offset printing of 3,000 or 4,000, you could probably get that book for 30, each paying 30 cents a book.
Yeah.
I would then not only disseminate that to all of the retailers, I would also have extras for you to take and sell at shows for like a $2.99 thing. You make your 30 cents back, you make a little profit, and you're getting your book out there as part of this kind of anthology preview.
Right.
And I think Roland and 3 other people sent me pages, and nobody else was on board. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm constantly coming up with ideas to reinvent the wheel, get people out there. Look, rising tides raise all ships.
That's right.
I can sit here and I can be a middleman grifter like all the others and try to milk guys like Mike and Roland and Thomas for as much as I can get, pick the bone off the carcass and move to the next carcass. But that's not sustainable for anybody, not even me. I mean, why do I want to keep finding a new carcass? It's real simple. I build a healthy, fair relationship with the publishers and the retailers. And I say, Mike, I'm going to take a fair percentage. You're going to make a fair percentage. I'm going to help you grow your business, because the more books you sell, the more I make, the more we're both happy. It's it's like a marriage, right?
Right.
If you don't meet your wife's needs and your wife doesn't meet your needs, somewhere it falls apart. And that's communication, that's working together, and that's understanding what each other needs.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing minus, the lovey-dovey, you know what I'm saying? I take it very serious that I'm messing with people's dreams.
Yeah.
I think you can see from the chat the number of creators who have weighed in positively about how how their books have been treated by Philbo, and the creators who've worked with you, how they've been treated by Phil. And
Absolutely.
I think that speaks volumes. So
yeah, it does. It does. And as someone who's with you, I know it's an uphill battle, but I'm ready. I'm there. Let's go. Let's do it.
I don't get tired. I don't get depressed. I don't get down. I get angry. I get motivated. The more you try to knock me down, the more stubborn I get, and the more I'm going to stand tall and tell me what else you have. I'm sorry. That's how I'm built.
Clearly, you're younger than me, because all of that for me, but I do get tired.
Well, I'm 53 going on 54, so I don't know how old you are, but
Roland's 35. He said a tough
I'm just getting started, baby. I'm just getting started. So you bring it. You bring the insults. You bring the blogs. You bring the posts. You bring the negativity, and I'm just going to prove you wrong. And when I prove you wrong, I'm not going to curse you. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm going to smile and just toast. That's it.
One final question from me. Do you do shows? Where can people see you?
Well, I'm actually Tuesday night. I'm doing a local Hot Flips show. Hot Flips is the biggest comic book supply retailer on the East Coast, and they have Jim Starlin there. And I'll be there 4 to 8 on Tuesday. It's actually an evening show. And then I don't know yet. I'm probably gonna be at San Diego, Terrificon, a few other places, but I'm trying to be strategic in what conventions I go to. Because right now the biggest thing is building this infrastructure and getting this taken care of, and then I could be a presence. Because until I'm actually a presence that someone cares to know about at a convention, I'm dumping money out the window that I could be putting into this and making it better for the public.
Also, it's a time suck as well. So
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
it is.
Cool.
All right. Tommy's going to be at Pensacon this week. Go see Tommy. Any other appearances this week, guys?
I'm going to wander around WonderCon at the end of March.
Okay. Very cool.
So people can find me if they know.
Yep. All right then. On Tuesday, that's Silverline Show on Tuesday. We'll talk with guest John Holland.
He's got some good books too. He's a good indie creator.
John has been writing comics for a long time. He's worked with publishers from Fantagraphics to Antarctic Press. That is Tuesday, February 17th. On Wednesday, the Whammers are going to talk 90s comics trivia. The most extreme, awesome, and exaggerated decade in comics goes under the microscope, and the Whammers must test their might against an onslaught of 90s trivia. Categories include comics, characters, companies, and industry in general. That is Wednesday with the Wednesday Whammers. Next week, Tommy will not be here.
What?
We're going to talk about what is, and I should, I wish I had thought about this before scheduling this. What is too cartoony for comic books?
Oh, man.
I may see if I can. I may see. I'll have to check.
Move that around.
I'll check with my scheduler, see if we can move that around.
This is scheduler.
Do another one of what gets on Tom's nerves, and then
No, don't do that. It was already last week.
We can do what gets on Mike's nerves next week.
Oh, we don't have hours.
And that's us. All right. Hold on, I gotta get to my my where's it at?
Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
It's been great talking to you, and best of luck with the future of Philbo. Oh, what does the bow stand for?
So I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I have really, really big feet, and my wife calls me Philbo.
There we go.
Instead of Bilbo.
Gotta ask.
And when I act like a fool, she calls me something else that rhymes with that.
It's the secret of a strong heart.
All right, until next week, remember to make mine. Good night, everyone.
Hey, this is Paul Pelletier. Make mine Silverline. Is that okay, Roland?